and Price and White won't allow it.
Largest lead on the floor. Quantus White, Ebiara, beg your pardon, almost made the steal. Shot clock is at 6. McKinney pumps it twice. Now the three. In and out. Wouldn't go.
Boy, tough luck. Had his feet set. Shot was halfway down. Take a look at the three-point field goal percentage. The Sooner team is really, this is where they're effective.
Ebiara back out to Jabari Brown. Brown 4 of 6 in the afternoon. 8 points. Ara, long three, not there. Quantus White comes up with another long carry.
A half step to a full step quicker this Sooner team is right now.
This is Iran. He's dribbling with that injured hand, threw it away. Right back to Clements. 2-on-2. And Hollis Price did a nice job of cutting off the passing lane to keep the fast break from happening. And it's a jump ball. Possession arrow said, let's go back the other way with Oklahoma.
Okay, Ricky Clemens now 1 of 7. He's got to find a quality shot for himself or his teammates.
Now watch Hollis Price. What is he, about 5 feet behind the line? He kisses this one off the glass.
ESPN's presentation of the 2003 Phillips 66 Big 12 Tournament is brought to you by Phillips 66. Think smart, think performance, think Phillips 66. And in part by 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours.
Well, welcome back. It's the largest lead of the afternoon for the Crimson and Cream of Oklahoma, 28-16. And a reminder, the 7-Up halftime report just ahead. Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps, Duke's 5th ACC crown. Who's in and who's out? I know Digger was talking earlier that as far as this conference is concerned, he thinks that Kansas and Texas will both get #1 seeds.
I'd probably agree with him. Even if Oklahoma wins this, you know, their matchups with Texas, they lost both of those games. Kansas won the league. But you never can tell. There will be some anxious moments when the selection show starts.
Now you see the last meeting, what the percentages were, and they're almost reversed exactly with this afternoon's ball game.
Well, that ball game was dominated by the physical play of Missouri. And really, Oklahoma didn't shoot the ball well. They didn't play well that game. 67-52. They went to the Tigers. Tigers had 4 guys in double figures, led by Arthur Johnson at 20.
Shot clock is at 3, at 2. Quantus White with the three-pointer.
I'm telling you what, that kid's stroke is so on. Not that he's a great shooter when you watch him shoot, but he makes them all. So that puts you into a great shooter category.
Wow. 15-point margin with that three-pointer there.
Well, you said it best, Ron. The Sooners love for the opponents to run uphill. They get off to great starts most every ball game that we've seen.
Jabari Brown has done a little bit of everything today. He's rebounded, now a block shot. He's got 8 early points.
And I think they continue to want to push. And if they have nothing, then you back it out. Just run hard cuts. Make Missouri defend.
Interesting thing about it is Hollis Price is on the bench right now. Had to have his right leg taped just below the knee. Oklahoma being very deliberate on this offensive trip again. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Alexander. Sometimes the magic works, sometimes it doesn't. And as you said, John, when it's going right, it's going right.
That's a nice play. They ran a screen, a high screen, and actually they're looking at a lob. Missouri had to help out. It left Alexander wide open.
Quinn Snyder wanted a timeout, could not get anyone's attention. But it's very loud in the building right now. Holding. Not there. Quantus White rebounds. And it's Gilbert out on the wing. He gets the lob pass and a nice job defensively to get back. Who was that? Paulding that got inside.
Paulding got back, but Quantus White got in there to keep it alive for another 3. Boy, Sooners on a roll. What a performance so far.
Now, John, you hit the nail on the head, and you were very observant. You said Oklahoma has not played that well during the early parts of this tournament, but they look today as though they were reaching stride.
Well, you know, anytime a team that's as good as Oklahoma, you see White knock that one in, this ball club is, the fact that they hadn't played well was a scary sign for Missouri coming to this game. Look at the reaction. Ebby Ara knocks in a bomb. All Sooner fans smiling as Ebby has gotten his game on track. Last night against Texas Tech. This afternoon, he's knocked in a couple shots with 5 points. This game is about emotion, about feel. Missouri is playing hard, Ron, and it's not, you know, the tank is half empty a little bit. I mean, they're playing hard mentally. They're trying to do the things they do. It's just not happening. And against a great defensive team like Oklahoma, you better be pretty good.
You know, the interesting thing about Oklahoma, and reading quotes in the paper today from both Quantas White and also with from Hollis Price, they don't care if they're a number 2. They just want to go play in Oklahoma City for those first 2 ball games. And, you know, that would make a difficult situation for anybody as the horn sounds and we head to the locker room with a 37-18 margin with Oklahoma clearly on top. Now let's send it to Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps for the 7-Up halftime report.
Okay, thanks, Ron and John. Welcome to our 7-Up report. Heard the guys say Kelvin Sampson kind of dissatisfied in victory the last couple of days. The message is sent. This is a statement by Oklahoma.
Well, Hollis Price and Quantas White just came out of the box early and got 10 points. Missouri's guards didn't even show up. It was 10-zip guard play early.
Yeah, one of your number 2 seed teams, Digger. We'll come back. We'll have highlights of the ACC and SEC, plus Digger's last 4 in. And last 4 out. Is the committee watching?
ESPN's presentation of the 2003 Phillips 66 Big 12 Tournament is brought to you by Chevy. The cars you can depend on, the cars that last. We'll be there. And 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. It's free for you and cheap for them.
But 19 down to the Sooners at halftime of the Big 12 championship game. It's going to be real tough. Welcome back to the 7-Up halftime report. Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps. We'll get to Digger's last in, last out in just a second. Yeah, all right. Hollis Price, a big first half for the Sooners. They have a big lead on the Tigers. Second half is coming up.
This halftime report is presented by 7-Up and DNL, the new kick of green from 7-Up. ESPN's presentation of the 2003 Phillips 66 Big 12 Tournament is brought to you by Ford. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. And the United States Army, an army of one.
So we're set for the second half, 37-18. The Oklahoma Sooners on top. And John, when I look at the stat sheet from the first half, 12 attempts from beyond the arc for the Oklahoma Sooners and 7 makes. You're going to have a tough time beating the club at shooting it well, aren't you?
Yeah, no doubt. Sooners are on a roll, and makes you a pretty good coach when your guys are making shots. The thing what Oklahoma's done now is it's forced Missouri's hands to be less patient on the offensive end. I mean, Missouri's got to make a run. Now, if there's any team in this league that has been able to do that, it's Missouri Tigers because of their firepower. But again, they can be less patient on that offensive end.
Well, take a look at these stats, and this is what I'm talking about. Missouri 2 of 9, and Oklahoma 7 of 12. But look at the guard scoring.
Well, and then take a look at the number 9 points off turnovers of the bottom one. 17-5 run to end the half. They got this Oklahoma crowd involved. There's more Oklahoma people here. There's a few Texas Longhorn fans cheering for the Tigers that we've seen. Expectedly, maybe.
Yeah, Texas fans, I don't think could have it in their heart to cheer for the Sooners. I don't know.
All part of it's fun when they're at neutral sites.
Well, I'll tell you what. The beautiful thing about this conference is the Big 12 has turned into an absolute bear in every sport. And there's hopefully there's no more north-south as far as infighting and all as you look at the three-point field goals. Just join hands and say, we'll take on all comers and we'll beat you in every sport we play.
And the Tigers in the offensive end. A.J. Arthur Johnson was 4 of 7. The rest of the starters all made 1 hoop each.
Arthur Johnson against Brookout. And Gilbert got a piece of that as it was knocked out of bounds. Well, the minute Arthur Johnson gets the ball, they're rolling another body right there to help out.
Yeah, quick double team. I'm sure they looked at the stat sheet and said there's only one guy hurting us. Now, what Arthur Johnson's been very good at is when he gets double team, he usually finds open players. 3-2 zone, stretch out across the front.
Reach in by Gilbert. Second foul on him, and the first foul against the Sooners here in the second half.
Yeah, the importance for Missouri early on is to get a few baskets. A couple stops, you slowly get back in to to make it at least a game to where Oklahoma has to think more about execution.
Three-pointer, too hard off the iron. As Spalding gets the retrieve, and Arthur Johnson misses it. They're going to say basket interference.
Yeah, right above the rim, Trayvon Bryant went up.